All right, so today we're diving deep into 1 Samuel chapter 16.
Oh, this is a good one. It's got intrigue, drama.
Yeah, and some pretty surprising insights that might just apply to your life today. Who would have thought, right?
It's a story that really resonates across time. It speaks to something, well, something universal. I think about leadership,
Yeah, leadership.
the dangers of judging by appearances, and where you might find potential in the most unexpected places.
So let's set the scene. Ancient Israel. King Saul. He was once, a shining star,
hmm
but he's fallen out of favor with God. Bad decisions, disobeying instructions. Basically, it's time for a regime change.
And you really have to remember, in this time period, kingship, it wasn't just a political position. No, it was a sacred trust. Think CEO, but your board of directors is God.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the king, well, he was considered God's representative on earth, so the stakes, they were incredibly high.
Wow, I see. Okay, so God tells the prophet Samuel, go find me a new king, someone from the family of Jesse. But Samuel, he's a little hesitant.
Understandably right.
I mean, he's thinking, Saul is not known for keeping his cool. What if he, finds out about this and decides to, well,
It's true. That fear Samuel is feeling, it really highlights the power that kings held. And the danger, oh yeah, the danger of going against that. Samuel's courage, I mean, that's a testament to his faith and his obedience to God.
right, wow. So Samuel heads to Bethlehem, meets Jesse, and then it's like a parade of sons. First up, Eliab, the eldest.
Mhm.
Tall, strong, the picture of leadership. I bet Samuel was thinking, this is it. We found him.
But then God steps in
Yeah.
and basically says, nope, Samuel, don't be fooled by what you see on the outside. It's about the heart, not the height. It's a powerful reminder for us, even today.
Absolutely. We judge, we make assumptions.
All the time. We're drawn to the flashy, the impressive. But God, he's looking deeper. He's looking at character, integrity, that inner potential.
And so, the one who's chosen is David, the youngest, out tending sheep. Nobody even thought to include him at first.
Talk about an underdog story.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really is. And throughout the Bible, you see this theme again and again. God's ways, not our ways. He chooses the unexpected, the overlooked, maybe even the seemingly unqualified to do his work.
It's encouraging.
It should be. To anyone who's ever felt underestimated or invisible, like their potential was hidden.
Yeah, like they were the youngest son out with the sheep. It reminds all of us to look beyond the surface. Potential can come in the most unassuming packaging.
Exactly. You just never know.
So Samuel anoints David. The Spirit of the Lord descends upon him. Big moment. But here's the thing. He doesn't become king right away. There's this period of waiting, preparation, you could say.
And this is what makes this story even more interesting. David's chosen, but that doesn't automatically make him king material. Not yet. He's got to develop the skills, the character, the wisdom to actually lead a nation.
Like in our own lives.
Exactly. We might have potential, but it needs to be nurtured, tested. We need those experiences to prepare us for bigger things.
And talk about tests. David's time in Saul's court, it was a crucible. Forging his character, getting him ready for what was to come. Because let's not forget Saul. He's becoming more and more unstable.
Oh, yeah, he is. Jealous of David's growing popularity.
Right. And haunted by his own, failures.
Right, exactly.
This is where things get, really interesting. Because David, he has this musical talent.
Ah, yes, the harp.
And he plays for Saul, soothes him.
It's amazing, isn't it? The power of music.
Yeah. It shows how your skills, even the ones that seem, unexpected.
Can open doors.
Exactly. And they can connect you with people in powerful ways.
Right.
Even lead to, who knows, maybe even leadership roles.
Even kingship. Who would have thought?
And it all starts with this young shepherd.
Tending his sheep.
Who knew? And then there's Goliath. Talk about a challenge,
Wow.
This is where it goes from, palace intrigue to a full-blown epic showdown. You've got this young shepherd, right, with his, a slingshot and his faith.
Up against a giant, a seasoned warrior.
It seems impossible, doesn't it? I mean, what can that teach us about facing our own Goliaths, Those challenges in our lives that just feel massive.
Well, it's a testament to courage, isn't it? True courage. It's not that the absence of fear, it's acting anyway. David could have stayed back, like all the other soldiers,
Right.
paralyzed by the sheer size of Goliath. But he steps forward,
Yeah.
trusting in something bigger than himself. He sees an opportunity where everyone else is seeing, defeat, impossible odds.
And he wins. It's a victory that, it echoes through history. It's not just physical, it's It's a victory of faith,
Absolutely.
ingenuity, of the human spirit refusing to back down. It's a reminder that, we could achieve more than we think.
Think about it. The times you've felt inadequate, the times you've talked yourself out of something because it seemed too big, too scary. David's story, it's like an antidote to that kind of thinking. It's like, hey, you've got strengths, you've got talents.
Maybe some we don't even know about.
Exactly. And sometimes those strengths, they come from, well, from facing those really tough experiences.
And David's challenges, let's not forget, they weren't over. Saul's still there, right? On the throne. And he's getting worse, more paranoid, more jealous. He sees David as a threat.
Well, he wasn't wrong. David was the future king.
This is where David's character is really tested. He has opportunities, right? To get back at Saul, to take revenge. But he chooses a different path.
He does, and it's remarkable because think about it, David's been chosen by God, anointed as the future king, and yet he still honors Saul's authority.
He does. He gets it. God's timing, it's not always our timing.
Right, and that takes incredible, I don't know, restraint,
Yeah.
patience, trust in a plan that he can't even see yet.
It's a good reminder, even when we're wronged, when we feel justified, maybe even entitled to strike back. Choosing integrity, forgiveness, it builds character.
Oh, absolutely, and it gives you a clear conscience.
David shows us, I think, that true leadership, it's not about grabbing power. It's about wisdom, restraint,
Yeah.
compassion, even when things are rough.
He could have taken the throne, when he had the chance.
He could have.
But he waited. He prepared. He kept serving, even while he was being persecuted. Self-control, discipline, that's true leadership. And it's something we can all work on that, can't we?
It makes you think, doesn't it, about those times when maybe we haven't been so patient or forgiving. What could we learn from David's example?
It's a good question. And there's so much more to this story.
I know, right? We haven't even gotten to David as king yet. Welcome back. We're in the thick of it now with David, right? From shepherd to, giant slayer, musician, even a fugitive. And now he's finally becoming king of Israel.
It's almost like, all those early experiences, the challenges, the victories, they were shaping him, getting him ready. He didn't just, get handed the throne. He earned it.
Yeah, it really shows that leadership. It's more than just a title. It's about who you are, your integrity, your willingness to serve others.
And even when he becomes king, it's not, smooth sailing. There are definitely some rough waters.
Oh, yeah. He makes mistakes.
Betrayals, losses. He experiences it all, the whole spectrum of human experience. But what's incredible is how he handles it. He learns. He seeks forgiveness. He keeps trying to do what's right.
It's a good reminder for all of us,
Yeah.
None of us are perfect.
Not even close. We all mess up. We all face setbacks. It's how we get back up. That's what matters.
And David, he had this deep faith, didn't he? Even in the midst of, everything. He turns to God for guidance, strength, forgiveness.
And you see that reflected in the Psalms, those outpourings of, everything. Joy, sorrow, doubt, anger, gratitude. They still resonate today, don't they?
Yeah. They're so powerful because they're so honest, so real. David doesn't hold back. He pours his heart out to God.
Exactly. And that's what makes them so relatable, even thousands of years later. He's not afraid to be vulnerable, to admit his weaknesses, his struggles. It's a reminder that faith, it's not about being perfect. It's about being real with yourself and with God, even when it's hard, even when you're not sure what to do.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into David's story, what does it all mean for us, For those of us living in, a very different world, what can we take away from all of this?
I think one of the biggest things is that leadership, it's not about power, it's about service. Using your gifts, whatever those might be, to make a positive difference, even in small ways.
And realizing that we all have potential, even if we don't see it. God sees something in us, something we might not even recognize ourselves. He uses the challenges, the opportunities to help us grow, to become who we're meant to be.
And David's story reminds us of the importance of faith, trusting that there's a bigger plan, even when we can't see the whole picture. Life throws curveballs, but we can face those challenges knowing we're not alone. There's someone guiding us.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the amazing life of David. We hope you found it, inspiring. And maybe you'll take some of these lessons with you on your own journey. Until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, keep trusting. And remember, you have potential. Maybe even more than you realize.